Everybody, and welcome to this week's Hospitality Huddles. And today, I want to share you a story about how a lemon meringue croissant going viral saved our bacon on a project in 2021 and also saved a fortune in marketing. So, listen through. It's going to be a quick one today, but it really is a great story that I learned about how effective marketing doesn't always need lots of cash, but can make a massive difference to the overall result. So, this week, I want to share you a story about 2021. It starts as every classic story does with a big dream before going through a period of adversity where you question if the hero of the story is going to win the day. As you will hear throughout this, the hero, as often happens, was the one you didn't expect and becomes a legend in their own. As you go through the story, and if you've opened a restaurant yourself, you will resonate with so many emotions that are in this story. But the outcome is one that I have used in every single project since. And I hope by listening to this that you can too. So, in late 2020, as the UK moved out of the first coronavirus lockdown, we had a location to launch a new bakery brand called Chestnut Bakery. We spent months planning the concept, offer, the design, and we were ready to move on site to start the construction phase of bringing this brand to life. We started the recruitment key team and had our head baker, lead laminator, and deputy baker appointed, and we were working on development every single week. Trust me, the wasteland at the time knew about it. And I had to limit we did tastings because it was getting that often that croissants and things like that were coming up to my office. I really struggled how to not eat. It was late October 2020, and with the opening plan for mid November, we were able to start mass recruitment. At this point, our amazing sales and marketing director was on board, and we'd started our social strategy build in anticipation for the opening. Everything was going to plan until it wasn't.
Ability to cope and save more lives. And that's why we've been asking people to stay at home during this pandemic. And though huge numbers are complying, and I thank you all, the time has now come for us all to do more. From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home. Because the critical thing we must do to stop the disease spreading between households. That is why people will only be allowed to leave their home for the following very limited purposes.
The UK went into another full lockdown and it lasted over 6 months. As with a lot of things during COVID 19, faced with a situation none of us had experienced before. We had our leadership team, marketing budget was 80% spent, and now our guests weren't able to visit. We couldn't open the doors. We sat and had a strategy meeting and looked at how we could keep the brand alive. No budget, no guests, and no physical bakery for people to visit. We took to a weekly bake along on Instagram Live that kept us engaged with our newly created community and looked at how we could offer as much value as possible to those people. Our other strategy, though, and this was the one we really sat around to look at, probably the most effective. We had a signature item developed, a twice baked lemon croissant. We set about how we could get this out to as many people as possible to put the products in the hands of people, create a human connection in one of the most challenging periods in recent times, and create a buzz that meant we had a queue on day one to try the product. Now, remember what this period was. It was right in the middle of COVID 19. Everything was locked down. People couldn't speak to each other. And we had the amazing opportunity to take our products to people and send messages for other people. It was that connection that had a huge impact. Now, I can't say they were as elusive as a golden ticket, but this is what we did. Every Monday, we did a gifting campaign on social media, and we were asked to ask our community to gift a lemon meringue croissant to someone and then pick 10 people to deliver them to on a Friday. Our head baker went in on delivery to each location, delivered the boxed item, and thanked the person for following us. Quickly, every Friday, we had over 10 social images being created by our guests, and that was creating anticipation. We finally opened on the 17th of May, 2021. And when we did, guess what? The people we delivered the croissant to brought friends. Those who missed out came to see what all the fuss was about. And all of them took pictures and shared it on social media. We went from 0 to 25,000 followers in 6 months with no physical location, no bakery, no products to sell, very, very little budget. So why? Why did this happen? We created a craveable product. We used emotion to create connection. We created content at a time when people had no content. We had an Instagrammable product. It was so successful that after 3 months, we decided to change the flavor every month to create a reason for those guests to come and try it again and again. It was so successful that it's still happening in brand today, with guests coming again and again to try the latest flavor. So, what did I learn from period? Emotion is the best form of marketing. Find a way to connect with your audience. It's probably the number one thing that I always look to do. Create moments your guests want to capture. Get them to share and be your tears. And continually evolve the product to give your guests a reason to return. When I sit down with the team at Odin Hospitality on any project we're working on, always ask the following questions, and it always harks to this story. What is the story that we're working on? What is that story, and how can we bring it to life? What are the moments our guests can capture? Have we made sure that we have those things that guests will want to take pictures of? What's the evolution of the product? How does the client that we're working with innovate the product that we're going to put in place to make sure that they've always got newsworthy news? So next time you're doing a menu tasting, looking at a new idea, or looking at how to evolve your operation, think about that lemon meringue croissant and ask your team the same three questions as I do. What is our story? What are the moments the guest will capture? And what's the evolution? Trust me, it makes a difference to the outcome. Thanks very much for listening. It's been a great honor to tell you my story. Go visit Chestnut Bakery online and have a look at what we're doing. Go into the tag section as well on Instagram and just look at how much the brand gets put on social media because of how we got the engagement at the start. And I'll see you next time.